Roll camera.
Camera has speed.
Mark it.
Terminal illness.
This is a little bit. Sorry. Perfect.
Terminal illness. Scene 3, Delta. Take 2.
Action.
Listen, I need to ask you to do something for me.
The idea of the script first came about. I was in a scene study class, a weekly class, and I was doing a lot of writing for them. And a friend of mine, Summer Corey, who's actually the lead in this film as well, I had called her and I asked her to come to the scene study class and I would write a scene for us to do together. And it was actually the coffee shop scene from Spin Slowly. I liked the material and I expanded it into a 4 or 5 more scenes, and it became a short. And it's completely fictitious. It's not based on any true life stories.
Your head starts to spin because you can't figure it out, and you get all twisted up about it, and you don't know who to talk to, and you don't know, what to do about it.
Christian, what is it?
I actually got my cast and crew assembled based on a large group out of Albany, New York called Upstate Independence, and a large majority of my cast were people I'd worked with my first screenplay, which I did not direct, but I wrote. I had a great experience with a lot of these people, and I contacted a lot of them and see if they wanted to work on my next project. A friend of mine stepped in by the name of Steve Tenner, and he said, we got to produce this thing together. He's like, we got to get this out. It's a great script. I have a lot of faith in your work. I don't think it should sit. I think we should get this material out there. So we continued to get a cast and crew together. We did some casting calls, and we shot it in February of 2008.
When he says what?
When he comes in, he's going to say what again.
Okay.
And then we're stopping when he sits. So it's like the second page. There's only like a page of dialogue. So after that take, it'll be fake, but it'll already be in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a very dramatic piece at the time. I really wanted to put a little bit of a psychological twist to it.
The director used hallucination sequences to put the viewer in Sandra's mind. The hallucinations, the paranoia, the delusional thoughts.
You're sick. I'm watching you.
I started in theater. I've been acting in the theater since I was young, and this is my first film. The transition is quite amazing, actually, from theater to film. It's much more intimate than the theater, and you just have to bring out these emotions over and over again, and there's a million people watching you, there's a camera in your face. It's very demanding, but so exciting and wonderful, and I'm definitely addicted. I like it.
Mom, I'm saying you don't think I should cook? I'm pouring for Christmas.
Well, you don't think I can cook?
You don't think I can cook? Look what I'm doing. You have to add
Sure.
water to it, right? Progress so you don't.
No, but it's not as chunky as chunky
because
soup.
there's water, yeah.
Because chunky soup, like literally just open it and go
Yeah.
like this and just goes. Breaker trip.
Me and Tim had been involved musically for years, and he was talking about this movie, and we decided we would move forward and handle the whole thing ourselves, and it's just been a blast. So, cut.
Okay.
Producing this film with Tim, it was quite an experience. You don't realize the things that will just pop up, and you have to just make it happen. It was just a fantastic experience. When the chips are down, I think that's the part I think that I enjoy most, solving the problem and overcoming that problem, just getting it done. I thrive on that, and it was high stress and just I love it. I loved every second of it. The cast and crew that we got to work with, everything was fantastic. A bunch of great people and a lot of friendships, I think, came out of it, and I'm really looking forward to working with everyone again in the future. How's my makeup? Shit like that. Little Steve Tanner.
This is like a one shot.
We have no smokers here. Leone's not here.
It's like a 5-minute cooldown to do it again.
There you go. I can get it. You can, if you got one, you can get another one.
I just start right away.
But everybody's got to be quiet. It's
As soon as he
funny.
gets a light.
We need Sean laughing.
I'm so nervous.
You're not gonna win.
Over there.
Had a lot of experience in film, done I think nearly over 20 films or so, and from short to feature, everything in between, some good, some bad. Was happy for this project to come along. After reading the script, it was obvious Tim McArdle took a very personal approach with the story. He really wanted to hit you on an emotional level, and that was obvious reading the first couple pages, the coffee scene, what you see in the movie. It really sets the story up for what actually happens down the road, and right there you knew it was a serious drama in a short film, which it's a tough thing to pull off with the heavy material, but I think if you find the right dedicated people, you're going to be able to do it. Well, my relationship with the director-writer is a family. We are cousins, and we've been in the business together for a little while. We worked on a short before this, and with Tim, it came easy because we've been friends for so long, and then to just up the stakes as director-actor, just very easy to do. We spend so many time in a day talking about someday this, someday that, we got to do a film together, we got to write a film together, and when this came along, I was busy with something else, and he was telling me about it. He wanted to do it soon. As I said, just tell me when you want to shoot. I don't care what your budget is, what the size of the film is. I told you from the beginning I wanted to work with you, so just tell me when you want to do it. We'll get it made. We'll work around any hurdles, and we'll get it done.
Terminal illness, scene 6 kilo, take 2.
I met Tim in an acting class down in Kingston, New York, and I got to know him as a director and as a writer, and I had acted in a short that he had written earlier, and Tim, I believe, approached me and we talked about the role, and he cast me. Playing the deceitful character, Julian, in the film, I think Julian has always kept himself at arm's length from his wife, his son, and his brother-in-law. I think he feels what he's doing in business is somehow more privileged and more deserving of attention than the wife and the son. Now, the fact that he's cheating on the wife, I think, illustrates this even more. I think he's ultimately betraying his son because he cannot be honest with his son. He's betraying his wife. And I think his brother-in-law is just someone he's always kept at arm's length through the years and never really gotten close, but because, again, he considers that lower than him and beneath him. I'm talking about this, coming home to this news, all of this, all of a sudden, and the condition you're in. And you're throwing it up in my face like it's somehow my fault.
How are the legs?
The legs are good.
Arm goes here.
And if you can actually move your right leg a little bit more towards your left leg.
There you go.
How was that for the foot?
Foot's good, actually. I'm gonna move it.
Just kick it over. I don't know what you're talking to me for. Just get
I'm
it in the right
trying.
spot. You're like, move
I'm
your foot 1 inch. It's like, you move it 1 inch. You can see the tape. I can't see the tape.
I'm trying to have respect for the dead.
I can't see the tape.
All right, I think we're gonna. How's the
Hand back.
picture look?
Check the gate.
Good
gate, we're going to lunch.
My name is Sean Garaki, and in acting I've done this film, I've done this other film called Scenes in the Mind. I've been in Escape and Whisper Me a Lullaby. That's basically it. The way I got this part was my dad gave Tim a copy of Scenes in the Mind, and he's working with my dad and my brother Connor. I was the first one to be Dominic in his mind. What's the matter, Mommy?
Oh, nothing, baby. Mommy's just sad about
To
something.
prepare for this part, I basically, in the different scenes, I remembered the script, and when I read it, I could feel emotion, and that's what it just made believe.
Hug my big man.
Do you feel better now?
Yes, much.
I want you to be happy.
I'm happy now, baby.
Good, me too. I would like to do more of acting.
When Mom was, before the husband comes home.
So we got him coming from the doorways where the scene starts. That's where we want it to start.
We have two different angles here.
We'll catch our breath and we'll gather our thoughts, all right? You gotta relax.
I laid in those Foley tracks here, so it should sound fine now.
Right. That helps a lot because that was our one big hole.
When I originally shot this in February of '08, I figured I'd go up and edit with my editor, Tony Grocki, for about 4 to 6 weeks, and we'd have a nice little short put together, and we would go from there, submitting to festivals and things. We agreed on a lot of changes that I wanted to make with the film, and he helped me make those changes as far as reshoots and editing decisions. And once that process was finally finished in the fall of '08, it came time to find a composer. And Matt Baer had done some work on my first screenplay, which was outstanding work, and I had actually gone to a recital of his, and I just had so much respect for his music and his talent that I said, man, I hope this guy can be the guy to be the composer to score this film.
He hasn't even told Mom.
Christian hasn't even told Mom. She has no clue what's going on. She pulled up this morning to pick up Gabby. I was such
Tim
a
and I
mess.
had a number of discussions, and I received cue notes, descriptions of the scenes, psychological import, things of that nature, and we went about it like that. I also had a number of talks with the editor, Tony Grocki, about how to approach the scenes, what types of things were going on underneath the picture that would sort of help guide me towards finding the subtleties that would be just right in the music for the film. I'm thinking, like, you know, like the thing that like Ricky Ricardo used to play.
Yeah.
What the hell are those?
Those are congas, aren't they?
I was thinking some of the lower ones are just you tapped on.
Oh, so not like one does.
This?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. B flat? Is it B flat? I think it's. Yeah.
Wow. Whoa.
Now, quieter, and I think it instead of it being, I know I said.
Over one bar.
I know I said over one bar, but now I'm thinking it has to be over two.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
So I see it's panned over a little bit. Did you do that on purpose, or is it?
No, because my finale will set them up in an orchestral setting, so no matter what. Working with Larry Alexander has been really terrific on this project at Studio L. He was able to take a lot of the ideas I had and really was able to fix them in a permanent form that had to do with what was in my head at the moment.
So all the string parts were just for solo violin? Well, the difference between doing music for a film or for a CD is the visual part of it. On a film, it has to work 50% or maybe even a little bit less to the picture. You're supporting the visuals. Well, Matt's music is perfect for this kind of film. It's a little edgy, and you never know what's coming next, and that's what I like about it.
Chris Cardona is just a wonderful musician, beautiful person, and a consummate performer. And he brings his entire experience in this film. He brings that live touch that was missing from the initial, MIDI recording. So it just brings it all together. I thought the selection of the octatonic scale for the tonality was a good choice, and we were a little uncertain at first as to whether or not it was going to be a little inaccessible for listeners, but it turns out in the end it was a perfect choice. It gives the edginess, the eeriness, the suspense, psychological drama. It's interesting and beautiful and strange at the same time.
Spin. Spin. Spin.
My dad was the editor, so whenever my dad and the director were editing, and I came in to say hello, it would always say I was cut out of the movie.
Sean, did you hear what happened?
We had no choice, man.
We had to cut you out of the movie.
Is that alright?
Guys, that wasn't funny the first time. They always said it too often that it wasn't even funny after like the 5th time.
Well, no, because he came up. Remember, you were turned on a little bit when Dominic came in, and you were behind.
When I sit.
Oh, right now. Just so you're facing him like before, like you're reaching across, so that you have your hands together.
Scene 6, Juliet, take 2.
My favorite scene would be anything I wasn't in for this film in general. I really enjoyed the fight between Sandra and her husband. To be able to watch other actors in the story and just believe it wholeheartedly, I think it's a real good sign of a film when you can actually be in it, know what's going to happen the very next page and still be into it and not lose the believability of the film. So when I'm in it, I kind of know, I remember what I was doing in those scenes. So to actually watch them in the interaction in the kitchen, it really is like being a fly on the wall, and I just enjoyed reading them and watching them and just, seeing what they brought to the film. It was enjoyable.
Good. Go! My relationship with my brother in the film was just a beautiful, beautiful relationship. I think they just completely loved each other, accepted each other, and felt very safe with each other.
Sandra clearly has an unhealthy emotional attachment to her brother, which is the basis for everything that we see in the film. I also suspect that she has a conflict of conscience. It's her conscience versus her heart in terms of how she plans to help him with his problem.
Okay, well, I'm going to the store to pick up something to eat. You may not be hungry, but you must eat. I won't take no for an answer. I think Sandra is someone who's very idealistic, very loving, but has made choices in her life that didn't really bring out her true self. So she is just kind of finding herself in the middle of a life that she never really thought she would be in, and is just kind of losing control of it.
Sandra has the relationship with her brother. She also has the relationship with the husband, and I'm almost tempted to say that when she got married, she was looking to find someone like her brother, but that's not who she got. And in the end, we start to think about her relationship with her son. The anxieties that Sandra is suffering from are possibly being passed down to the son, which makes you wonder, was hers passed down to her from her parents?
I'm going to take Dominic with me to get something to eat. He shouldn't see you like this. Come on, Nikki.
Oh! What did he get you? What did he get you? You alright? You sure? You sure?
It was actually a very loose set. For the subject matter that we had in the heavy material, you wouldn't know it. By walking onto the set, you'd have no idea the topic of this film because everyone was very relaxed, professional at the same time, doing their thing. And it was a pleasure to be in an environment so loose and friendly.
The set was hilarious. It was way too funny. I could not handle it at times. It was hard for me because I had to get pretty upset at times, and it was probably one of the most fun times I've had in my life because certain people are very funny and just, it was very lighthearted, fun set, and I couldn't partake in it a lot, which was hard for me because I love that kind of stuff.
When I was insolent, I was playing a burlap sack and beating with a scrod or something. In the spring, we'd make meat. Are you hungry, Minnie Mean? Would you like something to eat? Maybe a hot pocket? No? No, we don't gnaw on our kitty. No. Just pet him and love him. You've got your crew.
Favorite crew in the world.
Okay.
I'm working on a movie. This guy told me. You know what I mean?
You can imagine like 5 Marcos around me. 6, sorry. It's like her with Karen.
Hi.
You haven't lived until you've watched all of those.
That's what she said.
What's a stew?
Three Stooges.
What's a stooge?
That's what she said too.
What's a
Two of them are right
stooge?
here. The Three Stooges. Well, you're not gonna believe it.
What's a
One here,
stooge?
one there. 3 jerks that had a TV show that are very funny.
What are you looking at?
It's midnight, right?
Yeah.
Well, everything looks... I asked you a question. Now, what are you looking at?
Funny, the Step Brothers thing.
My favorite part of the movie is at the end when my character gets a little devilish. Do it. It's okay.
I definitely think my favorite part of the movie is the very end of the movie. I'm very proud of my son's performance at the very end. I'm very proud of the music with the picture at the very end. And it was a good sequence to edit. So even though my character's barely seen lying on the floor in that end scene, it is my favorite scene of the movie because we got to really create a nice sequence.
The post-production experience for Spin Slowly has really been the most amazing part. I've met some outstanding people, and it's really gone above and beyond what I thought it would originally be. Working with my editor, Tony Grocki, and with my composer, Matt Baer, and Alan Oakey, who does color grading, and he did an outstanding job as well. What all these parts put together did for the film, you can't put a price tag on.
At times, it seems easier to blind ourselves than witness the evils of the world. But if you live in your life behind,
I would just like to be doing this every day. This could be this is all I want to do. I don't want it to be over, you know? I want it to just keep on going.
beautiful things, they're out there. You need only see them. Beautiful things around us. We're only made for dreaming. Beautiful things, they're out there. You need only believe in them. Beautiful things around us.
I had, great people involved. It's a long list of names. I can't name everybody, but right from pre-production, casting with my script supervisor, Rhea Banerjee, and Steve Tenner, the producer, and then getting into production with the great cast and crew. A lot of people from Upstate Independence. My director of photography, Sean Schaefer, did a great job shooting the film. And all the performances by the actors, bringing my script to life, and really doing a great job bringing the feel and the emotion of this psychology of the film out. And again, I just want to thank everybody involved, and I want to thank everybody who buys the DVD and watches this movie. So thank you.
Beautiful